It's 7:30, guys and girls. It's 1:30 in the Netherlands. It's 7:30 Eastern Time. I'm just looking through the watch list right now and see if something's going on in pre-market. For everybody that watched the early bird show this morning at 10 in Amsterdam time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, you saw that we have this big old nice watch list. That was me again, so turn myself off. So here are some small ones that I'm looking at right now who are just trying to get above this $1 mark here. Matix is one of them, and just above the $1 mark. It popped up during pre-market at 106, then tried another time at 108 and really tries to get above that $1 mark one more time. And when markets are a bit problematic and they are choppy all day, then sometimes you can turn to these small ones. There's no volume in this one right now, so just gonna set an alert here on 108 for Matix. If it gets above that, then maybe I'm willing to take a shot at that one. So it's coming from this 427 level all the way down here. This is the daily chart that you see here. So if it just creeps above this $1, and it's trying right now, you might just be inclined to go in this one and then set your stop at 99 cents or something, and then maybe, just maybe, so here 98 and 97 cents with a real small stop, and then maybe if it pops, then you get a nice reward on these small ones, and if it doesn't, then you stopped out at 79 cents and then you're okay. Also another small one, USWS, also fading down from the pop, so you know what I'm going to say then. It's not going to get above this 125 again, I think. So it's going to be fade all day long until it does. There's still 2 hours left in pre-market, so I'm going to set an alert here at 124. So maybe, just maybe, this one will pop also. So these are some small ones. Let's have a look at other stocks that are up right now. This is ANPC. This might be something that's of interest to us. Let's see what's happening here. So this is on the right hand side of my screen. You see the 1 minute now, and on the left hand side you see the 5 minutes. So you see here that's a little bit overextended, but that's normal in pre-market, especially when it spikes like this on the 5 minutes. But after that it just did not get up again, and it's trying right now. Right now it's trying to get above its VWAP here. So if you make a VWAP play to the upside and you said you play this one on strength, as you want to play this one to the upside. So what you want to see then here is that it gets up here with this little small pop above it, and then what I always ideally want to see, then the next candle, if you just imagine that this is VWAP, the next candle dips again, so it hits VWAP again, and so then at this moment, you know, this was resistance for a long time, and I tried to get above it a few times here and just got rejected every time. And if it gets above it, and you see that here, it's just a fake out every time. So this is almost something like some kind of confirmation, but on the next candle you see that you see here this breaking through VWAP again to the downside. So what you want to see in an ideal setting, I'm going to tell you in an ideal setting, it has to get above VWAP like this, and then the next candle really has to be some kind of confirmation. So right on VWAP, and then just wait a little longer, and if then the next candle will make a new high compared to this one, then you just might get in on this very spot. So then this is your entry here, 618, for example. In this case, I'm just drawing this just to show you how you can play these. And then if you play this at 618, then you set your stop loss just under VWAP at 604 or something. So that's the ideal VWAP play. It comes from a lower point, gets above it, and then you need this confirmation candle, and then the next candle has to make a new high, and then you can get in this one if it's at the moment that it passes this one. So look at this now. Let's see if we can maybe put this in reality right now. I'm going to tell you if I'm going to get in or not. So don't follow me because there's a lapse now in time. You're 20 seconds behind or something. So let's just see what this is doing. So other than watching what's happening here, so this is a lot of chop, you would say, but you also recognize this as a bull flag. So if I get all those lines out of the way, because those are just lines, intraday lines, and what you want to see here right now is this one breaking at the same time that this VWAP breaks. So there we go. There's the break of the VWAP. Boom. If you're aggressive, then you can say, okay, I'm put here my limit order. I'm going in at 606. But when you see this happening a few times, then you should be very careful. So really trying to get above VWAP right now. Let's wait on this 1 minute candle. It's only 30 seconds away from ending, and then the next one, you really want some confirmation that this VWAP was will be some kind of support, and that's because this is the action that you saw earlier on the day, gets above it and then just pulled down again under VWAP. So you want to see some kind of confirmation that VWAP will be support. So here we are, support or not, support or not. It's just tipping there. This starts to look like support right now, but we're still 30 seconds away from this candle. So this now is support. This definitely is support like on VWAP right now. So I want to get in at 612. If this candle ends, 612. No. 615. So I'm just waiting for the next candle now to make a new high. So now 615 is my entry point. 615 is my entry point. If it gets beyond 615, then I'm in. This was confirmation enough for me, but this one has to make a new high in order to get in now. And also on the left-hand side, I'm in. Now I'm in. And there it goes. Did you see that? And on the 5 minute here, you also have this confirmation right now that it broke this trend line downwards. So this is a big flag here. And now it breaks this one, and so there's double confirmation that you are okay. You're not okay in this area because it's still overextended, but don't worry about that too much because we're much more overextended there. So now it's having a lot of trouble getting above that 615. Try that again. It really wants to go. You see that it really wants to go. A lot of it's still getting bought up here. So don't panic, still in this one now. And what do I want to do? Do I have a target? I have a target here at 640. That's the last pop that we saw there. So 640 is now my target. I'm not a scalp trader, so I'm not going in and out. I really thought this one through. Do you say that like that? So these are nice candles. Volume is now going back a little bit. So, but you can see that there's a lot more volume than it was in this area. So this just, you want to see this candle to be a little bit higher than that one. So 100,000 traded, over 100,000 traded in 1 minute on this candle. Still watching this. So if you're a scalp trader, then what you also can do is that you can, as soon as it gets above VWAP here, then you can get in here at 606 and say that you're in here with 1,000 shares, and then you're on the first pop that you get here, you get out. So you're in at 606, and then this is 621, and then you made $150. But that's not what I do. I just wait, and I see that I have waited for the right reason. So it really wants to go. There's ANPC going right now. Also still a lot of sellers right there at the top, but on a 5 minute, this also looks very nice. But these wicks are, of course, not the wicks that you want to see if you are bullish. So these wicks are all bearish. You really want to see these kind of wicks to the upside, but I can see that's getting bought up every time that it wants to go down. So don't be scared of red candles. Don't sell immediately if you see red candles. Stay very calm. You could have taken this first one to get out here for 75% or something. 15 cents to 30 cents is 50-cent win. So now this next phase here is important on the left-hand side of your screen right now. So this is what we see here, and now you want this 5 minute candle, you want to see that one make a new high. So this was the high, and now we are in a lot of trouble if this one does not make a new high here on the 5 minutes, because if it doesn't, if this is what it is, then this is a sort of double top here, which is big indication that this was the end of the ride at 6:30. So patience is sometimes also essential. You still are in this one, and you see that it's still a little bit overextended, so it can drop back to 5.99. You don't want that, of course. It's holding its this 9 EMA line now quite nicely. So this is just how stocks move. They go up and they go down a little bit, so no big deal. So I bought this one in strength, so I was really cautious, and I'm extra cautious because it is pre-market trading, and although it's 150,000, so that's just nice. For a 1 minute candle, you can really trade that one. What you really want to see is some confirmation of strength. Now you have 3 red candles here. You want this one to be a green one. And you want to make sure that this 9 EMA holds now. Having a lot of trouble doing that. Oops, there we go. Another confirmation on VWAP, also nice, if that's the case here. So it can dip down to 610. There's not an automatic stop loss now because it's pre-market, so I really have to be careful because it just can fall down and then drop to 595. That's the 9 EMA on the 5 minutes. So this is not something that you really want to see here right now. So now we are still at break-even point. Could have made some money to get out there at 630. And now it's under the 9 EMA on a 1 minute, and it's really trying to hold VWAP right now. If it doesn't, then I'm out. So I'm just gonna wait for this 1 minute to end. And if you look at the 5 minute right now, then you also see that this candle is now making this low will be lower than this low. So this is a new lower low. And that's always a problem. I'm not fully convinced that I'm losing this one, so I'm staying in this one right now. And that's because it really tries to hold VWAP. One, two, three, four, 5 reds. That's not something that I want to see. I want to see a green candle here now. It's 30 seconds until this 5 minute candle closes, and that will be something that really is important to me if I'm going to stay in this one or not. Now it's 6:12, 6:13, it tries to get up again. So I went in at 6:15, remember? So this is my entry. So I'm not getting nervous at all. I'm calm, cool, and collected. I can see what's going on. So here now, this 9 EMA here is now closer to this one. So overextension, almost nothing. So this is a lower low, and this is a double top. Normally you would say this, all alarms are ringing right now. $6.15 is a problem now. Can you see that? So it was support twice here, and it's now resistance. So a lot of people thought what I thought, I think. They all got in at 6.15. And now it's just hovering here. And one thing that you should not do is panic. And if you panic, then panic first. It wants to hold VWAP, so it's still getting bought up at VWAP. This red candle here is smaller than this green one here. So this tells me that there are a lot of people still waiting for this one to go up and they all bought it at 6.15. Maybe. So we're still watching this one and trading this one live. I talked about my watch list this morning in the early bird show. Now I'm really I'm in trouble. I really have to go to my level 2 now. This is just something that's not right for me. So I'm out. So this was the break. You saw that here, that this 6.15 was resistance. I was just hoping that it just might push through that, but it didn't do that. So a 10-cent loss for me on AMPC. But that's how you can trade VWAP. If you get above it, wait for some kind of support on VWAP. Then I got in here at 6.15, which is late. I know that. But I'm very cautious because I saw this happening earlier on VWAP. This VWAP is not really reliable right now for this stock. So this is AMPC. We traded that, we made a loss, and we go on to the next. I'm not going to see if I'm going to get back in there because that's revenge trading. That's not something that I am good at, if anyone is. So let's just look at some other stocks. Edu, we talked about Edu this morning. So it has a lot of trouble also holding this high in here. So really watch out for this one. If you're short biased, then it might just fill the gap here. And also if you are a reversal long trader, then it can be something, can be very nice to wait till it gets here till post-market close around 9.14, wait till it gets down there and then trade it back up as a reversal play. So Edu having a lot of troubles right now. So 9.14 really has to hold. This purple one is an area of resistance. We saw that earlier in the show. So really watch out for Edu. I think I'm going to wait for the dip on this one. So wait for the dip and then play it to the upsides. Because right now it's kind of weak. I saw someone mention BEKE holding in this real estate sector. Someone this morning, we didn't get there. We talked about this one also on the show because we saw this going on that's similar to AMC. And after that, there's this real strange movement, I think, here. So not all the way up. So for a day trader, this one is difficult to trade. But let's see what's going on here right now on this moment. So no volume whatsoever. So don't trade it in pre-market. This was post-market 52. Post-market close. This is pre-market open 48.95. And in came all the way down to 46 even here. This big drop here. We don't want it to go all the way down there, so 48.95 might be something for this one. Also, fewer bounce can be possible for this one. 52.16 is your next resistance level here. The stock can move $3 on a day, so gonna see what's going on, and if this a little bit higher, 49. No, 49. So what I do then, I set here 49.04. So this is the real level that I want to see this one bounce to, or maybe VWAP. But if it's going down and I want an alert, so now I'm going to get an alert as soon as it passes this 49.04, because this is not one that I'm going to watch all day. It's going to be on my alert, and the same here on this top for 51.94. So this is the real level that I want to look at, 52 and a bit. But then I set my alert at 51.95 to see what's happening, and if I want to trade that breakout. What else? So for my complete watch list, go to the Benzinga channel and go to the Early Bird Show, and there you see what we discussed this morning. I want to just take a look at this tiger. This is something that's of interest to me because there's the pop here, the pop from the open, and then this is what we normally see on stocks like these, but this is what it did today. It went down and then got up again, went down, went up. So there's some strength in this one. So if you want to play this to the upside, and if you are comfortable in playing that, then you can play here the pre-market break. So if the pre-market breaks here, then you can play this one all the way to 1939, and this 1939 is, I don't know, I think some intraday line from earlier, so I'm going to take that one away. Take this all away. Just so this is the line that you want to see at 8. Yeah. 1845. So this is what's happening right now. 1845 is also the level of this 50 moving average here. So if 1845 breaks, then you can play this one all the way up. I'm going to tell you right now, that's what's going to happen for Tiger, T-I-G-R. Because look what's happening here. You can just play this one all the way to 23.47. It won't get there, I think not. So let's be safe and say this one will maybe go to 21.10. And then of course all the other levels are the round numbers, so 20 is a round number. So that's $1.50 that you can play this one to $1.50, and then all the way up $2.50 to the upside for TIGR. Go to also something that's maybe interesting for you guys to see. up 7%. Didn't give it back also, so you also want to see the break here at 2109. So go to GSX Tech Do Educations. Okay. Very recent IPO, and you just might want to see this one filling this gap. 2166 ish. Let's say 2150 and then to 2250. So this was some pre-market live trading for you guys. I made a loss. That's okay. Everybody makes losses. I do also. I am only right 59% of the times. But because I have a 1-to-3 ratio, then I'm more than good with that percentage. So if you're going to trade today, trade safely. Be sure that you have your own strategy. Don't follow me or anybody else. And happy trading today. If I see you tomorrow, that would be very nice on the early bird show, and otherwise in the afternoon or at 7:30 Eastern time for another update on Bosch trading. See you guys.